Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Barden, and I am a professional musician. Today, I'm going to be talking about a lot of what it took to get me to where I am in my career, as well as a whole bunch of different types of music careers that utilize fun new technology and how I like to use the fun new tech toys in order to make music. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll have an idea of some really interesting things that you could potentially do with music in the future if that's something you're interested in. There we go. So let's talk just a little bit about who I am and what I do, and we'll get the boring part out of the way first. So the first thing, I'm actually still a student. All right, so I started college a long time ago. Back in the mysterious 20-teens era, and I'm currently actually working on my third college degree. Now that's a lot. Not a lot of people normally get that many, but it is very helpful because it'll help you, again, just learn how to focus on your musical thing, what you want to do, as well as just building a nice general level of musical knowledge and skill. So it's very helpful, no matter what you want to do, getting some kind of music education. I started off in Florida at a place called Stetson University, focusing on just music composition. I wanted to learn how to make new, kind of classical music. I was in the band in high school and really enjoyed playing around with that. So I wanted to learn how to do more of that. And then afterwards, I went and did a master's degree up in Boston. I went to the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley, also focusing on music composition. But between those two degrees, I was exposed more and more to music technology and just new things you can do with computers and smart devices and all kinds of stuff in order to make music. And I really wanted to focus on that more. So when I started my PhD at LSU, I actually swapped it out just a little bit. So instead of focusing on music composition with the technology, I focused more on how to make new music with technology, and then we'll focus on the traditional composition as kind of a minor element to that. So my current major is actually called Experimental Music and Digital Media, which is just a big fancy way of saying we take new technology to make new art. That's kind of our big focus on that degree. So, like I said, I write a lot of music. Actually, as you're watching this video, all of the music in the background is stuff that I have done for various projects. So it's going to be a big mix of things that you're going to hear. But I make music for a lot of different groups. I do things with computer music, where I program the computer to make different sounds, either automatically or by someone controlling it, like an instrument. That's a lot of fun. I do things for solo instruments, just by themselves or sometimes with the music technology. I do a lot of things for larger groups. Sometimes I'll do stuff for films or video games. Those are a lot of fun, but those require a whole different set of skills sometimes. And I actually recently did some stuff with a theater group at part of LSU, and we actually went all the way over to Scotland and performed this theater piece for a whole month over there in Edinburgh, Scotland. And I did all of the music and ran all of the live audio for that, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. We're going to take just a second, and I'm just going to put on the screen now a few video clips that go along with the music you're listening to, so you can kind of see people performing some of these different elements. So hopefully that, give you an idea of some of the things I like to do with, music and working with people. I also teach. I teach at LSU and some local high schools around Baton Rouge. I focus generally on two main subjects. One is audio production, so how to record audio and mix and master and make like a track you would listen to on Spotify or Apple Music or YouTube or wherever you young kids are getting your music these days. Just how to make all of that. Another thing I like to focus on is some JavaScript coding. So I like to code the computer in order to make my musical content, and that has led to teaching a whole class on how to make games and things of that nature just using JavaScript. So sometimes we'll talk about music, sometimes we'll talk about game stuff, sometimes we'll just a wide variety of a lot of things using computer coding. And that one's a really fun course as well. So speaking of coding, like I said, I use computers to do a lot of my musical work there. So I make tons of virtual projects, whether it's something you would just listen to, something you interact with. It can be a really wide variety of things. I use a computer to make pretty much every piece of music that I do. Yes, you can manually write it all out on the page and give it to someone. That just takes a really long time. So I don't do that as much. My current big computer project is actually creating a device from the ground up that turns the clarinet into something that you can control with a computer. So as you're playing the clarinet, hopefully a little bit better than Squidward, your movements and what notes you play and how you play them can be used to tell the computer to do a whole bunch of different stuff. And I actually, just for fun, happen to have a prototype of the device right here. So each of these little circuit boards do a different thing, and we hook them all up into the computer, and you attach it to the instrument, and as you play, it makes a bunch of really cool digital stuff happen. Alright, so all of that is happening while I'm still currently in school. After school, my life is probably going to change just a little bit, but we'll focus on a lot of the same things. So I'm currently applying to be a college professor. So after I graduate, hopefully in August from LSU with my PhD, I'll be going somewhere in order to teach other people how to make the different kinds of music. So it'll be college students, how to write music, how to record music, what all the buttons and knobs and cables do, and all that kind of stuff, while still focusing on making my own content. A performer also gets to make music every day, but instead of teaching people how to make music, they're the people making the music, whether you're playing a clarinet or singing or programming the computer to make noises, or like the picture here, playing the violin and things like that. You're the person making the music. You often get to perform on a stage or in a music studio with all kinds of fancy microphones and stuff. You also need to know how to play your instruments, and that's kind of your main focus in school. This is a lot of fun, but it wasn't for me personally, so I didn't focus as much on the performing my instruments. I wasn't very good. Music composer. This is what I do a lot of and what I really started out doing. These are the people who get to write the music and decide what it is that the music gets to sound like. All right, so without the composers, no one else would be, have any music to actually play. So it is an important job. This is a great way to explore new technologies in music, because music composer is just kind of real vague. It's just a person who creates music, and sometimes it can be, again, writing it out on the paper, but more so it's about making it with the computer involved, and so you can really explore. Maybe you want to use different microphones or different ways to notate music, or you just want to make the track. My cat has hopped up on the screen. Everyone pause and say hi to Bean. You gonna get comfy? I'm not editing this out. You're forever in this video. All right. Bean distracted me and I forgot where I was going, but like I said, I'm not editing this out. This is all can lead into a variety of career paths, is what I'm saying. It's just knowing how to create your own music. You can focus on different styles in different areas that you may want to go down. A few of these are, well, I'll start right here with a video game composer. This is a person who makes all the music that goes into your video games that you like to play. So maybe you get to make your own stuff, working with a bunch of people, but all towards a single goal, and that is to finish this game and get the sounds in there and how they work. One really fun thing about working with video games is that you can make the music respond to different parts of the game. So maybe if a player has really low health, the music changes to let you know, or in different areas you might hear things, or when the enemy's really far away, the music is really quiet to let you know they're not super close. It's just a few off the top of my head. There's a ton of different fun things we can do. One other career path that I've worked a little bit with is working in film and TV, and this is like making music for video games, but less interactive. You get to make all these sounds that help build the drama of a movie. So whether it's a big action fight scene like in the Avengers, or something a little bit more peaceful, like and relaxing, you get to decide exactly what the music is to help enhance what's happening on the screen. Another fun thing to do is, in order to enhance things, is make these little recordings, whether it's people walking, or, I don't know, like pin scratching when they write. All kinds of different sounds that you can add into the film, again, just in order to enhance things and make it sound like it's real life. That's a lot of fun to play with. Another thing that I've actually worked a lot with is being an audio engineer. And this is the person that records other people making music, and then they can mix all the levels and add all the effects and essentially turn it into a live piece of music that people can listen to and download and stream and do whatever they want to with it. So it's really important in this field. Again, there's all kinds of technology, but you get to learn what all these knobs and buttons and sliders do, and figure out exactly what cable plugs into different things and what kind of microphone you should use for each instrument. It's a lot of fun, and you again get to make content that a lot of people can check out. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. A few things that kind of came off the top of my head that I've interacted with a lot. If there's pretty much in any area, there's a way to put music into it. So if you're really passionate about music, you can find a way to implement that into whatever career that you're thinking about going down. And that's where I'm going to start wrapping it up for today. So, to wrap this out, I've just got a few kind of closing thoughts and ideas for you. If you're considering potentially looking into doing music in the future, with some things to think about. Music is extremely broad. It's a very wide area. So what do you like about music? How do you like to interact with it? Generally, you can find any way to implement music into a career. So, think about what you like about music. Do you like performing it? Do you like making it? Do you like the technology, the history of it? There's all kinds of things you can focus on in your particular career to still be involved in music. Definitely, ask other people what they think about music. Talk to other people in your band classes or your choir classes, different kinds of things like that. Just make fun music with fun people. That way you'll build all kinds of connections going forward, and you'll make some friends. It's really, really fun. Music is fun. That's the core of everything here. One thing I really like to do is to listen to new music and give other people new things to listen to. So in the description of this video, I'm actually going to put some links in there. One will be to my personal website, so you can check out a little bit more about me and the music I write and that kind of stuff, but also a link to a playlist. Hello, Bean. Like I said, I'm not editing you out. Thank you for ruining my flow. The other one is a link to a playlist that your teacher can share in some way if they want, to a whole bunch of different musicians and music compositions and just music that I like. Check it out. You may hear something new and interesting that you want to learn more about. It's really, really exciting. You gonna get comfy now, Bean? Everyone say bye to Bean. So with that being said, let's move to cat butt out of the face, Bean. I'm trying to say goodbye to these nice kids. With all that being said, that's where I'm gonna wrap it off. So if you have any questions, definitely ask your teacher, or feel free to reach out with an adult present. That's all I'm gonna say for today. So I will see you all the next time that I see you. Bye.